Hello and welcome to episode 76 of Speak Free with MattyG. We're joined here today by a good mate of mine and West Tigers rising young gun, Jared Haywood. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good. Going well.
That's good. You're from the Penrith area.
Yep.
Grew up around here. Tell me about growing up, playing in the Penrith comp. What age did you start playing footy?
4. So Dad got me in there early. Mum wasn't really happy about it, but he wanted me to play footy as soon as I could. And then, in the Penrith comp's probably one of the strongest junior systems. So I think it taught me a lot growing up just from a footy skills perspective.
Yeah.
Sorry. But yeah, just such high quality level footy. So it was awesome.
Yeah. I mean, like, I played in the Penrith comp too. Obviously, I didn't fucking do anything special. But I just played for fun. But you know, to grow up and see so many, you know, boys that you played with and that get opportunities at clubs, and, you know, not all of them make NRL level or whatever, but I think the Penrith comp is really, really strong, like, and it always has been. Obviously, there's such a large, like, catchment area as well. You know, they recruit from the country now too, and, you know, that's definitely helped Penrith Panthers. But what did you sort of did you see yourself going through the Penrith system the whole way as you rose through the ranks, I guess, and got better and better, or did you see yourself ending up somewhere else?
Nah, definitely growing up, I thought, like, Penrith was like, you're going to grow up, go through the system and reach it all the way. But obviously things didn't happen that way. But yeah, that's definitely something that I thought was going to happen. And then just things take their path, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's how it kind of was.
Yeah. Did you play hooker your whole...
Nah, growing up, I was pretty quick growing up. So then, like, juniors, I was a bit of a fullback. And then most of my career, I was a half. And then it was only when I kind of went to the Tigers because of opportunity that I had to transition my way into 9 and then kind of went from there.
Yeah. What age were you when you went to the Tigers?
It was Harold Matthews, so under 17s.
17s, okay, yeah. And then, okay, so, and how old are you now?
19.
19, so you've been there a couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt. Did I watch you in Matt's, what was it last year? SG ball.
Yeah.
Which is 19s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck. It's, what was it? I guess, you know, obviously the club is improving, as we know. But what was it like when you first went over to the Tigers?
Oh, it's a lot different to what it is now, but I think there's just been so much change through the junior pathways. Like, I think the people out there, like with Bronson Harrison and Shannon Gallant looking after that, there's been a lot of change and, like, good change, just like with coaching development. And I think that's helped a lot of the young guys we got coming through to be a lot better.
Yeah.
So I think it's been huge.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of real young talent coming through. I don't know what the fucking noise is, by the way. Are you getting that too?
Yeah.
Is that something I'm going on outside? Some drilling or some shit? Anyway, I'm fucking too ADHD to fucking deal with that noise. But I don't know if anyone can hear it that's listening right now. I don't know if the mic's picking up. But anyway, enough about that. What are we talking about? There's a lot of young talent coming through at the Tigers, right? That has come through in the past, you know, few years. Obviously, we've seen the likes of, you know, Galvin and Talon De Silva and, you know, Luke. Fuck, I can't say his last name. Leliti,
yeah,
is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
And Kit, you know, Luke's just signed a deal with Perth. Good on him. Congratulations. But did you, when you first went over to Tigers, did you look around you at the other boys and go, you know, this could be a future, like, premiership winning team here?
Yeah, definitely. I think because I came the year West won the Harold Mats, which had, like, Jordan Miller, Kit, Talon, Meso,
yeah,
all those boys, Galvin, and Will Craig, stuff like that. And I think, like, looking at those guys coming through, I was like, well, I'm at Balmain, but when that combines, that's going to be pretty scary. So if obviously Talon was in front of me, but I was thinking, like, my mindset was, if I can be just under Talon, I was like, far out. That's a big future.
Yeah, and what is it? Because obviously, you know, everyone's under the West Tigers overall brand, you know, I guess. But what was it like? Was there any sort of rivalry there between West and Balmain in terms of, like, SG Ball or Harold Mats? Because we're running both sides, right?
Yeah, I think definitely when you verse each other, there's that rivalry because you want to be the better part of the Tigers. But then it comes together, like when we had our Cubs things, like during the year, like our development programs and stuff, you come together and everyone's best mates at the end of the day. And that's what I think the best part about it is. And at Jersey Flag it happens as well, but just those junior programs that they have together where everyone comes together, it shows that it's one big club and everyone's good mates.
Yeah, well, I think that's what I've tried to push with, and a lot of other supporters have tried to push, is that we are one club. It's been 25 years. Let's let's treat ourselves as one. What would you think of? I just want to ask you this, just just for your perspective. Would you be for the idea of playing, an SG Ball and Harold Matts and New South Wales Cup under the West Tigers brand instead of either West or Balmain under one club?
I think it would be pretty cool, but I think it's also very hard because of the areas, and I think people live in like the Balmain district, it's hard for travel and stuff. So I think there's pros and cons both sides, but it would be pretty cool because it would be such a strong side with the catchment down at West and Balmain to combine. But yeah, there's pros and cons either way, so it's pretty hard.
Yeah, well, that is true. I guess they're two completely different junior bases, right? Completely different geographical areas, which has always made it tough for a joint venture to sort of survive, which we've done a good job at. And, there's been, shit here and there and whatever. But overall, the health of the club and the fan base and that, it's going well and it's growing. And yeah, that is a good point you make, because that would be hard for, someone who lives in that area.
Yeah.
And I think then play, majority games at West or wherever, or get to the West for training, or they got to go all the way to Seatown, or it's fucking.
Yeah, and that young age as well. Like, some kids at Mats don't even have their license, so like how are they expected to get to, like, parents are working and stuff. So I think that's probably the hardest part. But then as you get older, when you're at Jersey Flag, everyone's got their license, so it's a bit easier to, like at Cup as well, it's a bit easier.
Yeah. One thing I did want to ask, so you're training with the NRL side now. When did that start? Did you train with them at all last year as well? Or? Yeah,
so during the preseason last year, I was 1 day a week, and then I was lucky enough to be in that trial match, that NRL trial match, where I got the full week there, and then throughout the year, I was just training with Flag Cup and then SG Ball at the start, obviously. But then when Talon left at June 30, then they kind of called me up just to fill that kind of void. So I was training trial the rest of that year.
Yeah, man.
So last year,
And what's your contract now? Development?
Yeah, development.
Right.
Yeah.
But that could easily turn into a top 30 contract.
Yeah.
Very, very easily.
Yeah.
Someone goes down injured and you got to come on, kill it. Next star, mate.
Mm-hmm.
So you're playing in, leading up to obviously this preseason, you're playing in the first trial, correct?
Yeah.
This will drop just before that, I think. So for anyone wanting to get to Newcastle this Saturday, we're versing Roosters. But I'm coming up for it. I'm very keen. Obviously, we're going to run, quite a what's a word I can use that doesn't sound like I'm shitting on players. We're not going to run a first grade side, right? The current first grade side. Obviously, it's a trial. But that gives our young guns an opportunity. What do you expect out of that from yourself? What's your goals from that game?
I think just to play good footy. I think obviously I got to get the game fitness up, so I think that's going to be a big one. But I think it's just going to be good because even at training now, you see the younger guys, they're really taking it on with the bigger boys, and I think that's going to be massive for them to kind of get their light, their own kind of voice, and own kind of just how they play. So I think it's going to be good for all the fans and everyone to see.
Yeah. I think so too. Look, it's exciting. I'm keen as. One of my mates actually is a massive Newey fan. Grew up being a Newey fan and then lives up there now. So I go up every year when we verse them.
Oh, yeah.
But it's always NRL games. So we're always like playing each other, right? So And the fact that now it's a double header, our teams aren't playing each other. We can both support each other's teams and go out after. It's a Saturday night too. So it'll be good, get on the beers. But yeah, I'm keen as. So it should be a good event. And pretty cheap to get to. So for anyone wanting to go and watch your team, Roosters fans out there, who are Knights versus? I think they're versus Doggies fans. Get up to Newey for a weekend. It'll be good.
Should be good.
We've all missed footy, so I'm itching for it. But yeah, so you what's your goal, I guess, for going into this season? Obviously you'll be playing when you if you're not picked for NRL side, you'll be playing Cup, right?
Yeah, a
As a
couple flag.
development?
Yeah.
Couple flag, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you see yourself getting an opportunity this year for a debut?
Probably not, but because you got Appy there, you got Hopey there, who are a lot quality players. But I think this year, it's going to be about just getting my development, like trying to learn so much, take everything in, and just getting used to playing with the men. I think because growing up, I haven't really played against men. I've played SD ball, flag. Yeah. So I think this year is going to be big about getting used to the contact, the physicality, especially in the middle, because I think it's a lot harder for someone to get used to playing in the middle as a youngster. But then, I think just going to be a big development year, try and learn as much as I can and then go from there.
Yeah, and I mean, you've got some great players around you to learn off.
The best.
Yeah, Api Koroisau being one of them, obviously, playing in your position. But not only that, you've got great leaders at the club. You've got Jarome Luai, you've got Jarome, you got, who else am I trying to think of right now? It's not coming to me. But so many of these, premiership winning players that have done all. Plus, you're coaching Benji Marshall, of course, as well. Which was actually, I will do this for Benji since he did say it at the season launch the other day. He wanted me to ask you, how'd you go at camp, bro?
Yeah, no, it was tough. Definitely eye opening. For my first camp as well, it was probably the hardest thing I've ever done. But yeah, just big mental growth, big mental learning. I think just some of those hard stuff, waking up with no sleep, stuff carrying through the mud, and where you think you can't go to levels, your mind can. So you just got to really kind of challenge that. And I think us and the boys, we learned a lot, especially because we kind of split up into groups. And my group had like Romy, Bunty as my leaders. Remy was in my group. Like just seeing those guys go to work when things gets tough, it was awesome to see. So it's like that's where you want to be at when you get older, or as best as you can now. But yeah, that's when you want to grow into. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, and I've heard that Bunty was fucking awesome there.
Oh, he was the best. It was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, some of the stuff he was doing, like
I was at a table with AJ from Canterbury, and Benji was there. They were talking, and I was just being a bit of a fly on the wall and listening. And Benji said he's super fucking impressed with Bunty.
Yeah,
he's just taken it up a whole new, just taken on this opportunity, and sees it as a huge opportunity for him to really, I guess, revive and respark his career. But yeah, very impressed with his work so far. He got the MVP, right? At the camp.
He smashed everyone. It was by 20 points or something.
Yeah, shit. That's very impressive. And he also said he's very impressed with all the other recruits as well, Kaipi's Paul and Mav Gaia. And I think we're building very nicely for this year. I really do. I really, really do. I reckon we're making the 8. We're making the 8 this year.
I reckon, for sure.
Yeah, we got the team now. We've got a great coach in Benji. At that camp, whereabouts was it?
Emu Gully, so it was like Toowoomba ways up in Queensland.
Okay, yeah, mad.
Yeah.
Well, that's a nice little, it's a bonding experience too, right? I think that's what's really important. Obviously I'm not an NRL coach or nothing, but just from hearing some, NRL coaches talk, and I think Benji's big on this too, just the vibe I get from him, is that you can have all the talent in the world and you can have all the, the stars and all that, but if you don't have bonding, if you don't have real connection at a club, you're not going to win premierships, right? And I think what's been very evident to me just as a fan has been the connection everyone has at West Tigers now. I think everyone's a very close-knit, tight bunch of group, like a really tight group. And I think that's really going to help us on the footy field. Obviously, then we're stacking up with talent as well, which helps.
Yeah.
But would you agree? Do you think that it's a really good vibe around the club?
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of positive, but I think everyone's just connected. That camp was massive, but even before that, I think everyone's getting along. The vibes are high, and I think just coming into this year, it's looking good. It's looking good. I'm really happy.
Yeah. Who's your closest mates within the NRL side, I guess?
I kind of mix with a bit of everyone, but definitely Adard, because I grew up with him. Been good mates growing up. He's definitely one of my closest. But yeah, we got a kind of like our Reggie's kind of squad. So you got like me, Hopi, Charlie Murray, Suka, Meso, like kind of those kind of cup boys, flag boys that kind of came into the system. So even the young boys like Phoenix and Christian, I went to school Christian, so pretty close with them as well.
Yeah,
but
man.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, well, I think there's little, I guess, pockets of this bond. You know, these boys you've come up with. Like, there's that young gun group, right? And then you've obviously got your Panthers sort of, you know, with Romy and Appy and now obviously Taylor May as well. Got that group, and then it just seems like everyone's got their people at the club. I feel like everyone's very comfortable there.
Yeah.
Which is important, you know, part because, you know, as a Tigers fan, I'll tell you, there's always been like rumblings. Someone's not happy. This person's going to leave. This person's going to leave. So, you know, we've lost so many fucking stars over however, you know, the last 15 years. I think now, like, and, you know, I might be just speaking for myself here, but I feel like as for Tigers fans, I feel like now looking in, you're going, I reckon everyone's going to stay. Everyone wants to stay. Everyone wants to play for this club. Like, everyone's actual proud West Tiger now. Yeah. And I think that's what's, like, been the most significant difference from, like, 4 years ago to now has been that, I think there is genuine pride in the jersey again, which was missing for a fucking while. But yeah, so yeah, that's mad. What's your personal goals for yourself? How long's the development contract for?
Just this year, and then top 30 after.
And then top 30 after.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that's mad.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You've earned it. I've seen you play a little bit here and there. You're very talented. There's a lot of people talking your name at the moment. There was a write-up about you. I don't know if you saw it or not.
Yeah, I did see that.
On Fox League, right?
Yep.
Fox Sports, whatever it was. But yeah, high praises for you. Reading something like that, what does that do to your mind? Does that give you comfort, or does that bring nerves to you?
It gives me confidence, but I think it's also like something you got to be humbled by and go, okay, like, I'm hearing a lot of praises, but I haven't really achieved anything yet. So it's like, head down, keep getting better every day, and like, don't let that noise trying to direct you away from where your goal is and where you want to go. Yeah.
That's a good mindset to have. I think, like, and especially for a young kid, you know, like, it's very easy to get wrapped up in, I guess, the hype of it all. NRL is a whole different ball game. Like, it's so many eyes on you straight away, especially if you have a blinder in your debut or something. Then you're expected to be this guy and this guy and this guy. You're going to be the next fucking, you know, Danny Badiras. You're going to be the next Robbie Farah. And you're going to be, you know, and it's just, I think we put a lot of pressure on our young players, as fans, as media, as whoever. You've told me this off air as well, but you've obviously got a good family around you. Do they help keep you, I guess, focused on what's in front of you and what's important, and not to get carried away by, I guess, the excitement or the hype of any opportunity that comes up? Yeah,
I think Dad's really passionate about his footy, and he's always like telling me how I should be doing things, and sometimes he's old school in some ways, but I think he's taught me a lot. And then Mum's big on off field, like, you haven't achieved anything yet, like, so keep going, keep working hard. You're not as good as you think you are because you haven't played NRL. So I think Mum's big, like, my harshest critic, but she's good. And then Dad's really just all about footy. He's probably one of the most passionate footy fans I've ever met. So yeah.
Who does your dad support on a obviously Tigers now, but who's he actually like loyal for?
He grew up supporting Para, so he grew up in the 80s. So like Peter Sterling, Brett Kenny when they won their three-peat, and a couple other comps that kind of era, and then just big fan of those people.
Now you, and I did ask you this off air, but we'll talk about it on air. You didn't follow in your dad's footsteps and become a Para fan growing up.
No.
You were a Melbourne Storm fan.
Yeah.
Which some people would call bandwagoner. They were winning everything back then.
They were.
And getting away with some shady dealings, which they got called for. But obviously, great club, right? I have nothing against Melbourne. I think they're a brilliant club. What drew you to them as a kid and wanting to support them?
Yeah, so when I started getting into footy, I was about 5'4". So when I started 2011, 2012, my dad was like, you got to pick a team and stick to it. Like, you can't switch up, can't be a bandwagon. And then at the time, Melbourne were winning. So I was like kind of favouring them. And then you saw the talent like Slater, Cronk, Smith, and like those guys were kind of in my positions, like that I was looking at to play, like 1, 6, 7, 9.
Yeah.
So I think that just drew me in. And then it's been lucky because they keep winning. They're still competitive since then. So it's like kind of been like, I'm lucky.
That is true. Do you have, now that you're at, I've always wondered this. I don't think I've ever asked a player this, not even like off air. When you sign with some like the Tigers, right, and they bring you up, is there still a part of you that has that love for Melbourne? Like, are you still a fan of Melbourne, or like how does that work for you? Or does it all just go straight away to the Tigers then, you know?
Nah, I think because when you start playing for an actual club, you kind of start switching gears. Like, I want Tigers to go well. Like, when I started playing for the Tigers, I was like starting to lean into being a Tigers fan. And then when you, especially stepping up into that NRL stage where you're with the boys, it's like, yeah, Melbourne's out the back door. Everything's committed. Everything's 100% with the Tigers now. And nah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, that is, I've always just wondered, I was just curious to know. Obviously, yeah, it would be difficult to keep supporting another club when you're actually part of an NRL club. But yeah, do you, just from a perspective of you're around the boys, right? How do you see us going, not putting yourself in this situation, let's just say you don't make your debut this year, whatever. The current team that's expected for round 2, our round 1.
Yep.
Can that team push for a premiership at this stage? Honest opinion.
I generally think so. I think the recruits have been in the right positions. I think our depth, people that aren't going to probably make the 17 are pushing hard for spots. So everyone's on their toes. We don't really know what the 17 is going to be because everyone's fighting for spots. And I think that's huge in a club, especially when you want to be successful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's just quality all over the park, strike, workers, like everything you kind of need. Good leadership, I think it's massive. So I think we've got the squad to take it out, but it's just about performing at the end of the day.
Yeah, and consistency, right? Like that's the main thing. Because even last year, there were pockets of brilliance. We were probably the best team in the comp at certain points in time of that season. But it's just about doing that for 80 minutes, week in, week out, to get to get in the top 8 and give yourself that chance at finals. I do think we can. I definitely have us in the top 8 this year. Premiership would be fucking Jesus Christ. I don't even know what I'd do. But do you? I guess with the current squad and being around, do you see a longevity of success at the Tigers? Do you see it sort of changing from a club that's dealt with a lot of misery and a lot of shit times for a long time now? Do you think when we flick that switch into becoming a top 8 team, do you think that stays then for a longer period of time?
Yeah, I think definitely because the talent coming through, I think, we have people signed for the next couple of years, but then we got talent coming through in Harold Matts, SG Ball, Jersey Flegg, ready to step up into those shoes to kind of cover them. So I think that's what's going to give us that longevity kind of look. And I think that's why it's massive that our pathways is getting the right development, right recruitment, because then we need guys to step up into those shoes in the next couple of years. And I think that's what's coming through, which is really strong.
Yeah. I would agree. I went to a thing they did for members recently with the new CEO, Sean Millicamp.
Yep.
Great guy. Love him. I think he's fantastic. He's from Mount Druitt as well, so he's from the area.
Yeah.
So he's real. Yeah. But also what I like about him is that he was very close with Richo, right? Yeah. Well, he still is close with Richo. He's not dead. He's just left the club. But but I think I really liked the trajectory Richo had us on, and I love that Sean is continuing that. He hasn't come in and tried to change everything. He's just improved on it and kept it going. And I think what he spoke about at that event with the pathways and what his goals are for that, I think in 10 years we could be what Penrith Panthers are right now, and the amount of talent they have coming through. We have such an opportunity, like the Macarthur region, fastest growing region. You just got to make every kid want to play rugby league and every kid be a West Tigers fan.
Yeah.
And then you have them come through, they're already loyal, mate. They're already they're biting at the heel for an opportunity. And I think that's what's maybe has been a letdown in the past is sort of we've had that opportunity. I think the club just hasn't been ran well enough to capitalise on that. But that is definitely starting to change now. And I think that's how you get long, sustained success, right?
Yep.
Like Penrith have had is building that, from the ground up. It starts at under sixes,
100% grassroots.
Yeah, and that's the to inspire a generation and then inspire the next generation. You just have that continued success. Not saying we're going to win it every year or nothing like that. Obviously it's a competition with 17 teams, but just to be competitive every year, I think is definitely where we're heading, and it's exciting times. Definitely exciting times.
Yeah.
Now I do want to just ask you some fun fan questions.
Yep.
Just sort of questions that I think the fans will want answers to. Who do you reckon the nicest guy in the team is?
Nicest guy would be definitely Jarome. He's just a man of God, and he'll come up to you, make sure you're right all the time. Like, he's just one of the best guys you'll ever meet. So I think he's definitely one of the nicest boys in the group.
Yeah, he's there's something, a very calming presence about him, eh?
Yeah.
He's super easy to talk to, super lovely. Like, he's really hope he stays. Who would you say is got the most aura at the club? Who kind of like walks in the room and everyone sort of listens to?
It'd be definitely, if it's not the coach, the skippers, Appy and Romy. I think just because of their success, what they've done in the game, everyone respects that. And I think they know when they get serious and they're talking, everyone listens and everyone's ready to go and everyone knows what they need to do. So I think definitely those two.
Yeah, they are. They're pretty special. Those two. I think they've changed. They've really shifted the culture at the club for the better. Now, obviously, Benji Marshall being your coach, right? It's pretty sick for It's not like he played in the 80s or not. Like, this is a player who's retired not that long ago. So pretty much everyone in the team has watched him play, or grew up a fan of him. What do you think? What vibe does Benji bring to the club? Around you boys, and is it for? Do you find it to be a massive benefit to the club?
Yeah, I think he has that ability to flick it on and off. The ability to be serious, switched on, spray if you need it, but then also be a mate as well. And I think that's important, especially for younger guys, because they come up with a lot of pressure on themselves and they need a guy they can talk to, a guy that believes in them and the guy that they know believes in them. And I think that's what Benji's good at. He lets you know, I believe in you, but then I need this from you. You know what I mean? So I need you to be better at this. I need you to switch on in this. So I think his ability to flick the switch, whether he's serious and then when he's off the field and he's making sure you're happy, I think is probably what's the best benefit he does to the club.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. It's cool that he can sort of be both that authoritative figure that you need in a coach, but also, he's also your mate as well. Which is good. And yeah, it brings that that close energy amongst the whole squad. I think it brings it all together, which he does a really good job at. Lastly, just a little. Obviously, we have fans who love Campbelltown, right? But the majority of Tigers fans would say Leichhardt Oval is pretty fucking special. Do you think, just as a fan of rugby league, right? Not even as a Tigers player, as a fan of rugby league, how important is it for grounds like Leichhardt Oval to stay as part of the game?
I think it's massive. I think those fields, because they're so close in, like, the atmosphere's huge. And I think that's what brings the entertainment, but it brings the players turning up. Like, when they see that atmosphere, that's when they go to another level, because they're like, far out, I need to play for these people, because they're the fans, they're the people that invest in the game. So I think that's probably the biggest thing. Like, these smaller stadiums, smaller grounds, they bring the atmosphere, they bring the crowds. I think that's why they're so important, that they need to be around, because it's massive for the game.
Have you seen the new development for Leichhardt?
Yeah, I've seen pictures, yeah.
It looks good, eh?
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I think it's what we need, but I think it's going to be good.
Yeah. I am, obviously it's a bit, it's going to be hard to not go there next year while the work gets done. But in 2028, they'll be doing up Campbelltown instead,
yeah,
which means a few extra games at Leichhardt is what I've been told. So happy days indeed, because it is the greatest place on earth. Yeah, I love it there. It's something so special. Like as soon as I walk into that place, it's like nothing else on earth. You're just around your people. You ride the highs and lows of that game. It doesn't matter where we're coming. We've been fucking dead last, and that place sells out. Like,
yeah, I know.
And it's just something so special about it. But yeah, very keen to be there. Obviously round 2, but we've got a trial there as well against Penrith. What trial did you play last year?
The Bulldogs one.
First one at Cogra.
Yeah,
I was there. That was a good hit out.
Yeah,
it was actually a good day. That was a double header, because then Dragons played
Roosters after that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they actually ran a pretty good side.
Yeah.
No, but that was fun. Speaking of, I do need to give a quick spiel. I am playing in the charity match on Feb 22nd. Let's go. At Ringrose Park in Wenny Leagues. So come and support Sportshed TV. Team Goanna. Let's get it. I'm going to be running it straight at Brad Takarangi. Hectic. I'm going to get my head taken off. But it should be fun. I'm starting prop. So, if Fanua and Terrell go down, tell Benji to give me a call, brother.
Ready to go.
I'm ready. Thank you very much for coming in. Thank you for speaking free. And I wish you all the best for obviously the trial coming up, but the rest of the rest of the season as well.
Right. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Thank you. And remember, guys, speak free with MattyG.